And welcome back to this new Pizza Array tutorial. Today we will create a space station like this. Okay, here we are in a fresh blender scene, and today we want to use Taurus. Let's change the settings here. The major segments to 256, the minor segments to 5. Major radius 20, minor radius to 0.78. And let's go and change the rotation Y to 90 degrees. And now when we are pressing N, we can go here and change the dimensions from the Z value to 5.5 meters. So we are having a little wider torus. First of all, when we are seeing here this whole faces here, we can change this by making a right click on this one and pressing shade smooth, and go here into the settings and change this one, or select normals and enable auto smooth. That's looking better right now. And now we can go ahead in the edit mode by pressing tab, and we want to select all the faces here in the middle. And we can do this by changing here into the edge mode and pressing W. Get this selection here. Maybe let's change the radius to 5. And I want to select only this two lines here, or edges. And now we can go here into the select loops, edge loops. And when we are changing here to vertex, and now we can go here to faces, and we have selected all the whole loop here. And now when we are pressing I and change here a little bit of the mouse here, we can make this selection a little bit smaller to maybe something like this. And now we want to use here the extrude along normals. Let's zoom a little bit out here, and now we can extrude this one here into the inside a little bit to maybe something like this is good. And yeah, that's our space station Taurus here for now. Okay, let's create here a plane, and we want to change the dimension to 3 by 3. Something like this is cool. Now let's go here into the edit mode and make a subdivision by pressing right. Subdivide, subdivide, subdivide for 3 times. And let's go here into the shading. And yeah, let's go into the shading, and we want to add our first material, which will be M30A. I created a height map here with Jsplacement, and these are the settings here for this one. And yeah, you can use these settings or download the height map as you wish. So now we want to add here or import here our displacement map. Bring this one in, change this here to non-color, and we want to use here a displacement node. Put this one here into the height map, and now this one into the displacement. And yeah, the only thing which we will see here is now some structure. But maybe let's go here into the rendered mode. Nothing will happen because we are in Eevee here right now. Let's go here to cycles, GPU compute, and we have to go here into the settings of our texture and change the displacement to displacement and bump. Here is something happening now, but we need more subdivisions here right now. So let's go ahead and add here a subdivision surface. Let's change this to simple and crank this one up to 5. And for the rendering, I want to use 6 later. But I think that's okay here for now. And now we can see that we are having here some city stuff going on. And maybe we can go here and add another texture, which is the normal map texture. Let's put this one here inside. And yeah, let's search here for normal map. And bring this one here into the color and change this one here to non-color, which is really important, and bring this one here to normal. And now we are having here some little details in our city. And yeah, the last thing for this one is we want to bring the displacement into the emission. So maybe do something like this. Everything is white now, but when we're adding here a ramp and putting this black slider a little bit down, some of the buildings, maybe let's turn off here the light, have here some, yeah, some colored, some light pops here right now. Maybe let's bring this one here to orangey light. Maybe do something like this. And I think that's okay here for the city A here right now. And I want to, you can always add another displacement maps or other stuff, but for yeah, for this tutorial I want to make this quick. So let's rename this one here to city A, and let's duplicate this one by pressing Shift and D. And yeah, let's rename this one to city B. I want to duplicate this material as well, and let's bring rename this one to B. And what I want to do for some business, for a little bit of randomness, I want to change the scale here maybe to 0.5. That's a little bit smaller here, and we can go here into the edit mode by pressing tab, select all by pressing R and Z, and now 90. The whole city is rotated, and then enter, and the whole city is rotated to 90 degrees. And that's yeah, our city, it's looking a little bit different then. And now we can go ahead and duplicate the city B to rename this one here to C, material as well. And I want to go here with a small scale to 0.2 and make another rotation here to 90 degrees as well. So that's our third city here right now. So we have now 3 different cities, and let's select all this stuff, pressing M for a new collection underscore city, and bring this one here into this yeah, into the collection, and hide this one now, because we want to go ahead now and create a plane which is the geometry node cities thing here, and go ahead into the geometry nodes, create a new one, and city. Yeah, and in geometry nodes, let's get rid of the connection, and we need curve, what is it, curved circle, and we need a collection info instance on points. Okay, and let's connect this one to curve to points, geometry to instance, and instance to geometry. Nothing happens here right now because we have to select our city collection here. And now when we are increasing here the radius, you can see that the city planes are, yeah, on this radius here right now, But we have to make some changes for this one because we want to clone this one along here our Taurus. And first of all, let's separate the children and pick an instance. So there's one city on one point now, and yeah, we want to rotate this one here along this circle. So first of all, let's go here into the Y and change this to 90. But when we are changing this one here to fit here, you can see that the planes are not aligned in the circle, and to make this happen we have to search here for a rotate Euler and connect this one here to rotation, change this one here to local, and we have to change the X value to 90. That's looking better here. And now let's search here for a line Euler to vector, bring this one here into the rotation, change this one to Y, and now we have to search for a normal, and this one has to be in the vector. And now this one is looking really good. And now we can go ahead and change the radius, so this one will fit here into our into the Taurus. Maybe let's go here into the render mode now, and let's see which radius is good for this one here. Maybe 20 is good. And let's increase a little bit the resolution. Let's change this to 42. As you can see, we are having some repeating stuff here going on. So as always, let's go ahead and search here for a random value and put this one here into the instance index. And now we can change here the max value to 3 and play a little bit with the seed. And yeah, you can play with the settings as you like. I think I will go with something like this. Yeah, and that's the whole thing for the geometry nodes, and I think we can go ahead and change here or create the Taurus material now. So let's go into the shading again, and maybe let's change to material preview. Okay, and for this one, let's create a new material here right now, and this one will be the material Taurus. And I want to use our displacement on and normal map again. So let's import here, or let's search here for an image texture and select here this normal map. And maybe we can add here geometry node wrangler setup by pressing Ctrl and T when we are selected here this node. And this is looking good, and we can search here for a normal map. Non-color is okay, and put this one color here into the color and this one into the normal. Now you can see here the normal map, but I want to change this one from flat to box. And yeah, I want to have later a white space station, but I think when I turn this one down here a little bit, you can see a little bit more of what is happening. So here is the normal map stuff going on. I want to crank this one really up to 20. And yeah, let's go here into the mapping settings, change this one here to 10 by 4, so we have a little bit more of detail. But as you can see here, for the inside, because the camera view will be later here in our Taurus, we have here some stuff going on which looks not really good. We can change this, select here this face, and we need the opposite one which is this one here. Press now A, and now we go and change, select here UV, follow active quartz and press OK. And now you can see that this textures thing is looking really good here right now. So it fits a little bit more into our scene. What I want to do is another one is, let's go and search here for another image texture and select here the height map and bring this vector thing here inside of this. And I want to put this one into the emission as well. And let's do another ramp. ramp, and put the slider really down. So we have some lights here on our space station in the outside and the inside, which is cool. And I want to increase here the white here again, or bring back here the white a little bit, and maybe let's bring down a little bit the roughness. And let's see how this one looks here right now, but there's not really some lights or some environment. So yeah, let's start with doing this. First of all, I want to change the camera. And yeah, as always, the camera is up to you, but for this scene setup, I used some coordinates, so you can follow up with this one, or make put the camera where you want to have this one. But yeah, let's change this one to 0. Let's go into the camera view here, and yeah, 0 and 7, minus 18, and let's go here with 90 degrees and minus 180. So we are looking here into our torus. For some dramatic stuff, let's go ahead with minus 33, and I want to change the focal length to 19, so we have a little more of the whole thing here in our camera. And now we can go ahead and add some background, and for this one I used here this image here from Unsplash. I will link this one in the description. So let's bring this one in here by adding image as planes. If you don't have this one enabled, you can go here into the add-ons and search for image as planes import. So yeah, let's go ahead and image as planes and select this one here. For me, this is a emitted one, and let's leave this one to 1, and no alpha, and import this one as it is. So let's go ahead here and change the coordinates of the background, and maybe let's go back here into the camera view, and I want to change the image here from the location to minus 23 and minus 65, and let's leave this to 0, and 90 is okay, minus 9 and 198, and we have to scale this one really high to 107 and 107. And now you can see, maybe let's go into the camera and change the viewport perspective to black. So that's a little bit better here, and I want to change here the color from the background to black as well. So because we are in the space here right now, and I think that's looking good here right now. And maybe we can add here some lights. So maybe let's use here our light which is in the scene. And yeah, first of all, I want to change here this one to sun, and the strength the strength is 2, and I will use this hex code here, or this blue here right now, and yeah, the angle should be 0. And now I want to change a little bit of the rotation, which is minus 48.6, 33.2, and minus 62.8. I think that's it for the blue lights. Duplicate this light by pressing Shift and D. I want to change this one here more to a sunny light here, something like this, maybe a little bit more orangey, something like this. And yeah, that's 2. 0 is okay, and the settings here are now minus 9.24, 20.2 and 235. Now we're having here this sunlight from the side, and yeah, that's the light. And the last one, I want to have a little bit more of some depth, and because we are having a planet station or something like this, I think the whole thing should not have some depth, but the buildings here in this Taurus. So what we can do here really quick is let's select here, maybe let's go here into the solid mode and hide here our city now, and we can select here our Taurus, go into the edit mode. We want to select here these faces, and we have to select here the edges once again. So let's go ahead, go to select loops, edge loops. Now we can press 1 and 3, and now yeah, the faces are selected, and we can make a right click and separate selection. Now let's leave the edit mode, and we have Taurus here, and the Taurus, yeah, only these faces. So let's rename this one here to Taurus Orc, and I want to select this all stuff by in the edit mode by pressing Tab and A. Everything is selected, and when we are going here into the extrude along normals now, we can bring this a little bit here into the height, which will be the fog height later. So let's leave the edit mode here right now and get rid of the the Taurus material. We want to create a new one, which will be fog here. And here in the fog material, let's delete the principal BSDF and search for volume scatter. Bring this one here into the volume, and maybe let's go here into rendered mode. Then we can see here this fog, and I want to bring this a little bit down, and maybe we can go and increase the anisotropy to 0.7, so it's a little bit down here. So let's bring back here our Taurus and our city, and now we can go here into the view, but I want to change the height here. Now when we are here in the view mode, we can press Tab. Now we are in edit mode, and scale this one a little bit down, so we are having only maybe let's disable this one here. Fog is only on our city, and that's creating a little bit more of some depth. That's okay for this one. And maybe we can go here, and that's the really last one, into the color management, and I want to change the look from none to very high contrast. And I think that's good for yeah, the final one thing here right now. That was the space station tutorial, and if you like my stuff, check out my channel or the next video. See you there, bye.